Hello traders, welcome to the Thursday stream. It's early, figured why not, my training session's a little later, so I can be live at this time for this moment where unfortunately, you know, more selling pressure came in on Bitcoin. Whoa, that's loud. Yeah, more selling pressure came in, and you know, like everything was implying lower prices, and we got it, right? Bearish 3 drives, or the right angled ascending broadening formation, both bearish structures. Really cool to see the price action correlation at these two levels that are like perfect. You know, these are 2021 peaks, like the first ones ever. They were old all-time highs, 63,588 with the candle close, and the wick high was 64,899. Look what they did. They broke 64,899. They formally tested 63,588, and then what we did, we got a nice rally, and then on the last 4-hour candle, we tested it perfectly. A perfect bearish back test, just to, right, it was violated, and market participants wanted to make sure that it was really violated, that it was really actually now a resistance again. And they were correct for now, right? As you can see the follow through after that back test. Bearish engulfing candle confirmed. It was the lowest 4-hour candle close seen since July 15th. On the 4-hour, the 200 simple moving average is being flirted with, as you can see right now. On this 4-hour candle, we got as low as $62,240. But that's support broken, man. That, I mean, you know, below, you know, maybe this is just for a minute, and they might test 63,588, make sure it's resistance. They haven't done that yet since the break, so maybe you get that, but eventually all roads are kind of leading to $60,800. 61,750, I believe, is a 50% retrace of this harmonic pattern, this bear shark. The lowest low to the highest high would give us, 61,750 right there. You have not tested that yet. You have not seen that. It's very close to the 200-day simple moving average, as well as that 60,800 level, that swing low from mid-March of this year. So TA respected, man. TA respected, loath as I am to say, right? I mean, no one wants to see Bitcoin go lower, but my God, it was just too many bearish variables. It was like the probability was highest, we were going down next, not up. And just had been like that for days, and ever since, market participants ran the price up to test that 886, and for the second time, test the previous cycle all-time high, $69,000.00 once, and then twice. You had to see it on the 4-hour. So you had forms of confirmation on the 4-hour as well as the daily. What do you mean confirmation? Look, do my eyes betray me, or are they tricking me that I see one test here, a sell-off that is discernible with a valley, and then a second test? The second test would be confirming that we're screwed, and we got that. And now you're just rolling over, heading to the heart line of the channel that has been respected on the top, you know, on both sides, right? It's been a look. They ran it up, tested, pull back. You had a resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. Maybe it's support, and that's virtually confluent with the 200-day moving average. So a little bit further to go, just to see that negative momentum building. RSI at its lowest level since mid-July. Not really a big deal. 2 weeks after that phenomenal run, after the failed assassination attempt of President Trump. Then we had, you know, the Bitcoin conference, and the Bitcoin conference has been number go down ever since. There were no other real Bitcoin charts that looked good, whether it was the market cap of Bitcoin. It was beautiful. I mean, it really was that perfect test. Marking down 1.21 trillion on deck. A little bit lower before anything makes sense. 1.212 trillion is that old all-time high from April of 2021. Yep, a little bit lower to go, you'd think. Bitcoin futures I'm from the future. It was perfect. I mean, it was terrible. It was like, you know, perfectly terrible. Where the supply line of the channel was pretty much confirmed as resistance, and you're rolling over, and there's a gap unfilled at $57,888 or $880. Don't kill a messenger. That is, you know, gaps fill. People like filling gaps, man, in every aspect of life. So someone could say that is a candidate for support, candidate for a target that lines up with, you know, 58K, 59K. That's another major zone of inflection where price action is correlated a lot there. At least it did in 2021. At least it did this year a couple times. So maybe again, if that was the case, I'm not saying, right, you know, it's going to happen. Never said we were going to roll over. Just said the probability was higher. We were going to, you know, go lower. But let's say the target, that gap filled, right? The gap fill bros were right. Then you would have from here, what the heck? You would have about 9% more downside for a gap fill on the CME futures chart. Okay? So just be cognizant of that. You know, these things happen. People talk about it. We're talking about it here. All right. Yep. Have fun with your Bitcoin, your crypto, and all the other things you play with. That should be in a history book, man. Legendary. I mean, that was right up there with 7 years ago. All futures wrecked, though. I mean, this is a non-discriminatory type of sell-off today. If you thought Bitcoin was bad, why don't you go take a look at a few Magnificent 7 assets, or how about we look at Ethereum, or let's look at Bitcoin dominance first and just see, like, how's it? There it is. We're pumping up 0.71%. No matter what the conclusion is, if Bitcoin's going way lower, that means the altcoins are going to get destroyed. Bitcoin dominance goes to 60%, or if Bitcoin turns things around, starts ripping and roaring, Bitcoin runs and altcoins underperform. This just implies that alts will continue to underperform till that 60% level is achieved. That's been a target for 2 years. Wyckoff accumulation schematic. You're in the phase E still. Good Lord, man. So if we want to, we can look at the other cryptos. I mean, do I have permission to get off the corn? I mean, we got the corn here always above me. The action screen, whatever you want to call it.
Since we started out on Bitcoin, let's go further into crypto.
Ethereum.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Big going for the lowest daily candle close since July 9th. Breaking the 200-day simple moving average. Heading on down to $3,000. That's an inflection point, $2,900 to $3,000. So yeah, the only thing you could say was nothing to do but look at it and wait. And maybe fortune favors us. Maybe the buyers come in once again at $2,900 as they've done since April. Did it again in July, early July, and just don't. Are we going to be as fortunate this time around? Could be. Maybe not though. Down 4.3%, really, a lot.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
BNB down 3.4%. Nothing to really do but wait for $500. You'd be testing the 200. You'd be testing the inflection point. You might be getting a higher low, confirmation low. But you just gotta wait for lower prices if you want to, like, actually strategize taking a long or something. But understand, if the asset starts falling below 500, you then again have no argument to own the asset, because the downside potential is vast. There's a lot of downside below 500. So Even with Ethereum, it's like, it's cool that we're going to get to these inflection points, but then we have to have favorable price action. Market participants have to show us, you know, that, wow, there's a lot of demand there. Wow, we're starting to round out there. We're starting to really rally off that level violently. We need positive price. We can't just have it roll over, get there, and then just no one buys it. Weak price action could just be absorption of remaining demand that exists at that level because of bots, and it's just a liquidity area before it goes lower. That's BNB. Sol down 6.2%, and this is this is how it goes, man. Like bad macro. Macro was looking like it was going to roll over. Solana went on a really nice run off that entry because of the framework. That's it. And then the dreaded shooting star reversal was identified. Then you caught follow through the next day, and look where you are now. Yep. After the follow through candle, even you're down over 10%. With the follow through candle, you're down about 12% since that shooting star was cemented on a daily close July 29th. Headed down to the 200 simple moving average probably, maybe 154. Hopefully a higher low gets put in. Just depends on what's going to happen with Bitcoin. But yep, Japanese candlesticks are real, man. They can definitely tell you what's happening. They've been researched and studied, whether you believe it or not. Yeah, I'm just live early because I had a little time. My training session got pushed back, and so we have some price action too. And just, you know, figured it'd be more fun to cover it live than when the markets are closed this evening. Whatever. Nvidia might bounce up. Well, I mean, it's fun you speak about it. My God, dude! Like, just looking at a few losers today in the crypto space, I don't really look at them anymore that much. But this is EOS, you know, one of the biggest flops in crypto history. Will continue to make all-time lows because why would anyone buy this? You'd be kind of stupid to buy this for real. And breaking the old all-time low, the support, I guess. So, just giving you a glimpse of like crypto's a scam market, and you can get mad about my verbiage all you want about calling it a scam market, but there are new people that are here all the time, and I would rather them hear what I'm saying than someone saying, "No, dude, like EOS is gonna like do it, man. Like their team's like working hard to like really bring this thing back, man." Like, storage, what a team, what good hearts. Lowest high of downtrend put in, rolling over. Batcoin, basic attention token, all going all the way back down to prices, you know, we had in June 2017. Why not again, man? This is crypto. But my project doesn't mean you're gonna make money. Just because basic attention token exists as a browser, it's not an investment. Why don't you wait till basic attention token IPOs or something and they start, you know, quarterly reporting their revenues and their earnings per share? How about that? Can't do crap till then. It's a loser, and I'm sorry you're mad about me calling most of these things losers, but they are, and they're proven losers. It's not like my opinion. There's empirical evidence, and we're looking at that evidence on the chart like right now. Same with like Dash. Get the F out of here, dude. Breaking like the last support. This was all-time lows. You're going to make new all-time lows, man. Look how pathetic. This is how, like, these are like permafrost, blizzard, Antarctic conditions for some of these alts. Such a lack of demand that after making the lowest low in the history of this scam, the buyers rallied the price back above maybe some sort of key level, only to have such a lack. There was so little of those buyers that they could not even test the 200-day simple moving average as they had done in April. They did it in May briefly, not anymore. Loser market, dude. Get over it. Sorry. False profit. Bitcoin's cool, but crypto's virtually a scam. Okay? Nasty. Look at ZRX. Okay, I'll see you down at 30 cents, probably 15, 16 cents if this continues. Yeah. And Bitcoin could recover, and that could still be the outcome for something like ZRX or Dash or BAT. Oh, forgot. We didn't even look at XRP. Oh, breakout or fake out? It was certainly a fake out. Falling below 58.5 cents. Going for the worst daily close since July 19th. Remember this structure? They were doing it. And it's over. Yeah, I mean, really not too big of a deal yet. I mean, you haven't collapsed or anything, but that supply line or that sell wall was up thrusted and then completely violated. They brought it back. So, oh yeah, just invert the chart. Yeah, that'd be probably a nicer stream, right? Yeah, I mean, just looking at these S coins, just a few of them. I mean, I seldom look at them these days because of how bad they are. There's no structural developments. There's no opportunity for a trade setup. And they're just woeful loser downtrends. It's like we won't look. And then we'll go to at least look at some assets that make money, Real quick, we can look at the index funds if you're so inclined. The spider. All right, after that, man, that nice channel was breached with a gap down. They rallied and they back tested a demand line as supply line.
Direct. It's those who are here now in bad times, looking for good setups who will reap the rewards when they play out. Respect the DA.
Boy Beerus, thank you so much for the threes and the kind words. The pep talk. Yeah. I mean, I'll take a major meltdown, markdown any day of the week over a garbage, no trend, loser, multi-month range. Yeah. Price action's the name of the game. We'd been getting just none of it. At least we got some. But yeah, I mean, Spider, not too bad, just rivaling the prices. Same prices we've been seeing the last week, up and down. An unfilled gap at 537.01 here. Unfilled, it's probably going to fill. If they don't hold that, then you're looking, like 532, the 200, 530, 524. Those are all like levels. The Dow Jones, Rekt, lower high. It's a 4 hour, I know, but this is exactly what Nvidia looked like.
Is the market finally waking up to how absolutely wrecked the average American is? Have children is too expensive. Housing is at all-time high. Sad.
Greg P, I don't think the market ever wakes up to that, but it's just flows, man. Money flows. I mean, yesterday was certainly a bull trap by the looks of it, and I'll show you what a bull trap on Nvidia. But that right there, not many lower highs they put in, do they? I haven't seen a lower high really since October of 2023. Everything else has been a higher high, and now we got a lower high. So first time in what, 9-10 months. So let's pay attention to that lower high and see if it ends up being bad. Down 658 points today. Volatility, the name of the game. Wow. That's a new event, right? We might have ourselves a new event with this bearish engulfing candle. A high, then an attempted rally, lower high. If it's real, then a larger wave downward. Maybe a deep retrace, 886 from this previous low to high here, and we get ourselves an M shape or something. 39.8 is going to be tested. I don't know if they'll hold it up this time. We won't be as fortunate the second time around as the first time. because they had to attempt to rally to see if there was enough demand and we were going to go to, you know, all-time highs, and it looks like they failed on this candle. We got to maybe get some follow through or some confirmation of this candle tomorrow. But yeah, that's a pretty nasty candle. NASDAQ composite, man, they gapped it up. And they just opened it higher than yesterday's close, and you just completely selling off. Going for, you got less than an hour, because it's true.
It's time for Power Hour.
But in less than an hour, about 44 minutes, you're going for the lowest daily candle close on the NASDAQ since June 4th. So we're talking about nearly 2-month lows here on the close, if all stays the same or lower. Unfilled gap 16,862. That's a viable level to think that maybe where we're going short term for the fill. Just fill the gap, man. Whatever. Calm down. Relax. IWM is also riggedy wrecked. Some people would say it pulled the same thing that XRP did, which is crazy, man. Right? I can't even believe it. Same structure, same fake out, same follow through to the opposite side today. Unreal. So resolution, right? As we discussed yesterday, resolution, right? Think about these patterns as like, all right, inherently based on research and uptrends, ascending triangle continuation patterns give you a marginal edge for more upside. But there's still, like, if there's like 63, 65% chance of upside on that pattern based on the research done of the all the thousands of patterns looked at and how they played out, there's still like what 40% chance to 35% chance it fails and goes the other way. But you just want to think about consolidation patterns, like when they reach near the end, the closer they get to the apex, the meeting, the convergence of the two trend lines, the probability increases of resolution.
If possible,
not so much
allows,
we're going up
view
next.
of SBSW would
It's
be
going
much
to
appreciated.
resolve.
Cheerio.
SBSW, what's up? Fibonacci times. Well, I like that. It's nice. Be a good technical analysis magazine. Thanks, dude. Yeah, so hype for IWM going for its lowest daily candle close since July 12th. Not too bad. Still above 213, 209. They've never back tested it. These gaps got to fill. I mean, like up here even, it's like you're flipping coins, but a back test would make sense because market participants love. Well, I mean, they loved confirming levels as resistance. Why the heck would they not like to see a back test of one of these levels as support? I think they would before we were going to go higher, or it was going to fail as a test and we were going to go back to 201. So unfilled gaps, levels that have been broken, that have never been back tested, need to be back tested. So fine, bring it on down a little bit more. You're not too far off now after today's awful 3.68% haircut. Yikes, man. I can't emphasize there's bears out here. So let's see the drivers of the carnage, the damage. Nvidia bounced off its lows. But mother of God, man, I just tweeted about it. Whoa, what the? Yeah, Nvidia. What'd they do? Nancy bought, they gapped it up, they went up, and they tested this old neckline of a double top. Right, you can say like this is a lower high double top confirmed. It was confirmed on July 24th because then that's the definition, right? It's a potential head and shoulder or a potential double top until they break the neckline, and they did that, and that's what confirmed it. But now you're getting like, I mean, maybe this just changes. Maybe we just gap up 20%. We just gap up the entire, market cap of Costco again tomorrow, whatever. But this is pretty danging stuff, man. Neckline is confirmed resistance with some insanely bearish price action. Going for, your second lowest close since May. That's not great. I mean, that's market participants saying, yep, what was support briefly is now resistance. That's like what I'm reading from this today. So 40 minutes till the close. Pretty nasty, man. Tesla had its own little bearish back tests over the past couple days. They did it on July 29th, and they did it yesterday, Monday. Yep, Monday and Wednesday, test, 232, and no one was there. And then bad macro, right? The whole market gapped down, opened where yesterday's candle opened. Nasty. And then just rolling over all day, going for the lowest close since July 24th. But if you go any lower today, before the close, it would be the lowest close since July 1st. And then that gap fill area, I mean, there's just good, really nice confluence here. A gap fill, a historical ice line from history, right? Whatever. I can show you. It's very, very real. It's been support resistance for years, and it's established. And then the 200-day simple moving average and the old supply line of the downtrend, right? That's anchored on the bottom with one on the top, and that everything correlated to it after. I mean, there's just so much here, 4 different things going on. So yeah, a little bit lower for a test, and hopefully they hold it, and then we pivot and rally off of that. But Tesla down almost 7%. You know, Nvidia is down 8%. Yikes. And then what was the third loser of the 7? Apple, down almost 2%. Dang, man, it's nasty. Opened at 224.50. Not one person bid after the open. It's been sell off all day. You're near the session lows. You're right back at that danger zone, right? That overhead resistance. They're trying to flip it to support. You're back outside of this channel. Sorry about that if y'all caught some of the sneeze. I did not have my stream deck on the screen for muting, you know, my main screen. So, all right. Yeah, just bearish engulfing candle. Gap fill from, you know, 2 days ago or yesterday. They gapped it up. So they filled the gap now. And now it's like you're staring into the abyss. Like you don't want, I don't think you want to see Apple fall below 217 because there's just nothing there until 207. There could be a lot of downside if that they don't keep the sell up, propped up. For now, right now they are, but just dang, man, look where you are. You're at it with this price action. It's gross. What the heck? Amazon was trying to do something, and then they just complete bamboozling, you know, like they were trying to break it again. You get kind of really, okay, they tested as resistance once, but then like, hey, the highest low ever got put in, hidden divergence, and then they rally it, and then you're getting a day like today, and it's like, am I witnessing this or am I crazy? Am I witnessing like now a form of confirmation locally, right? That like, hey, this level from 2021 right here, there's the evidence. You see it. It's your eyeballs that see it, not me just talking, okay? Like, did they just test it once and then twice with this mega engulfing candle? With we got earnings today after, oh my god, yeah. So about to have to go take my pre-workout in about 7 minutes. But yeah, we got earnings report today, man. Apple, Amazon, and others too. Coinbase, my god, Coinbase started looking real bad after that failed breakout attempt and just kind of confirmed distribution. Wow. So this is your most recent event. Could be a confirmation high of an unbelievably real, one of the most real levels that exists on this whole freaking chart. Ugly. Real ugly. I'm always hoping though that they good earnings or bad earnings, but it didn't matter, and they gap it up and we're at $200, you know, instantly. But God, without earnings, barring earnings, this is terrible price. This is just really bad. Earnings, anything goes though. They can make or break any sort of technical argument. You understand that? Could break it. Could be like, oh, completely invalidated. Google Disgusting. There was nothing about this one that had any sort of endearing qualities the past few days, you know, with the little squeeze bull trap. And this one got wrecked on earnings, has not really recovered at all. And what has it just done? Like, this really nice channel has just been regarded as resistance. So it's like, okay, I guess we'll see at 161. Okay. Lower prices for Google, you would think, after this. It's a real level, man. This channel was so, outside of one time, this channel was so well respected on both sides. So yeah, lower prices, you'd think. Pray for the macro, I guess. Microsoft is down, going for the lowest daily candle close since June 3rd. So we're talking almost 2-month lows here. It was, in the end, in retrospect, it was all over after the bi-yearly candle closed July 1st. New half of year, new price action. Completely, I mean, a complete rotation. Everyone been heading for the exit since that day, really, outside of some rallies. But the bearish back test, I mean, this one was beautiful. What was once resistance has flipped to resistance again, and you're catching follow through now. So you got a demand line here. I don't know how much I even trust it as a demand line, but it's coming up. And then after that, you got the 200 simple moving average at 403, 400's a psychological level, 398 maybe. A couple swing lows, but yeah, you're so elevated, man. I mean, you go for a much more profound drawdown, retracement, and it wouldn't be that big a deal. People would just be in utter shambles. And then we have the lone positive asset of the day, which was Meta, but it was up so much more. Oh, look how they did it, man. Look what they did. Like, yeah, good earnings. Opened up at 520. So one time was up 10%, really. And then they tested the the top of the range, really. And then that's where the supply was, and they just pulled it back. And now you're going for the lows of the day. Even though it's up still 4.4%, that's a gap that really doesn't really stick out as like, oh, yeah, they're not going to fill that because it's a breakaway gap. No, this is an everyday type of gap that I think would eventually fill. There was not near enough, I don't know, positive price action. After the gap up, the volume wasn't high. Yeah, it just seems like this will eventually fill. So congrats to Meta for now. But like how the bottom was tested, they held it, and then earnings, they gapped it up, they tested the top, and now you're in the dead middle again. Yikes. So those are the Magnificent Seven. Bitcoin's up off the lows by about $1,000. They're holding on to that 200 simple moving average. It's just catching a breather, man. I mean, it's been like 5 days in a row of just complete carnage. 4 days in a row carnage. I think Bitcoin's down about 10% since Trump spoke at the conference. Disgusting, man. We did have a request. I'm about to have to run to get that. Ooh, man, look at the volatility index, chat. Going for the highest daily candle close, technically, since April 15th on the VIX. Up 16.63%. Wow, they held 12. That's like apparently the magic number for bots, 12. It's stuck around there for a long time, but anyway, it hasn't made a higher high. It could just roll over again, like after making a lower high than we saw in April, than we saw in October, than we saw in March. So it's just up, elevated. The market sells off. But dang, man, I mean, some of these, like Moderna's down 21%. Sweet mother of God. Good. Good. These people made $1 trillion, around $1 trillion, making shots for COVID, lobbied to keep people locked down, mask mandates, all that tyranny. Here's part of the epicenter of it. Good. Crashed high volume crash, highest volume seen since December, so the highest volume in 2024, and it's all selling and going for the lowest daily candle close since late February 29th, below the 200 moving average now. Okay, this is really bad. This is like big time.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
Like, there's just not really much here, man. Like, you could be all the way back down to 64 bucks in time. There's so much downside potential below this level. So hype in the chat for Moderna getting wrecked. Weight Watchers, all-time lows. Again. Hype in the chat for Weight Watchers. The Ozempic and doing it the right way. Sorry, dude. I'm going to leave it on the Weight Watchers while I go take this pre-workout. I'll be right back. Like button, bell, sub. First day of the month. Best day to join the Patreon. To support 100% crowdsourced community. 6.5 years. Be right back. Thanks. Okay. I was fast as I could do it. Yeah, brutal. Weight Watchers, penny stock, 87.6 cents. What was it down yesterday? Good Lord. Down about 30% in 3 days. Chat. Hype in chat for Weight Watchers. Qualcomm. Disgusting. Whew. That head and shoulders, catch and follow through, testing the 200-day simple moving average for the first time since early November 2023. Can't say that's not a real nice retrace. 886 now from the low to high. Ugly. Then you got the Chinese stocks too. NIO. Yikes. People thought this was going to turn around, man. It's like, nah, not turning around. Going for the lowest close since April. AMD, do you really want to see it? Yeah, it's like I said yesterday, that was awful. That makes me not feel good at all. Like, who cares about AMD popping after hours on earnings? Stay below the 200 moving average. They couldn't even test it. Look at the rolling over today. Lowest price seen on AMD since December of 2023. Going for the lowest daily candle close since December of 2023. Lowest close of 2024 incoming. Less than 30 minutes. Complete obliteration of these markets, chat, today. Etsy had earnings, remember? Here's a high. Here's the same high. Here's a lower high. In fact, here's the absolute lowest high of the entire downtrend. There hasn't been a high, a peak this low. I guess this one, but very bad. Back below 61.30. There is so much downside. I mean, I guess we could say locally 58.40, 57. But dude, you were staring at off a cliff, man, based on historical price action between $40 and $70. It could, like, we could be, if this thing really starts going, could be way lower. We're talking like could lose 40, 35, 40% of its value. Very, very. I mean, think about it. You know, like price action and correlation, the 200 moving average, such a lack of demand from buyers in this situation. They couldn't even come close to rivaling that 200 testing it. Obviously couldn't test 70 again. Way less demand. So that's just get ready, man, on Etsy for probably way lower. You know it though. You know it. Micron down 8+%. Absolutely disgusting. Breaching the 200-day simple moving average for the first time. Breaching it, not testing it. Breaching it for the first time truly since April of 2023. That's what's happened with Micron today. I mean, can I just have on loop? Broadcom. Nice fake out, just like Nvidia. Nice fake out. Corvo. Down almost 8%. Falling below a very key 112.36. That sucks. But still, you know, there's a gap down here. They could put in the highest low and we could run again later, whatever. But just bad everywhere.
Chances Weight Watchers rises from the swells of Mordor.
The chances. What's up, Caleb, man? There will be a short squeeze. There always is, you know, but that short squeeze will conclude after liquidating or squeezing out short sellers, and then it'll roll over again at some point and it'll go to fresh all-time lows. Typically what happens. So yeah, there's always a chance, man. The whole framework that's taught here is only about probabilities and chances, no certainties. All right, so there's that one request. Let's try to get it knocked out right here. One request. There were 0 yesterday, or maybe 1 or 2 yesterday. I can't remember. It's Fibonacci times didn't even meet the minimum, but you know, at this point, like it even matters, dude. DBA, don't be a... Yeah. Well, we've been here. I'm looking at it. But the issue is you're showing the momentum shift, but then like I mean, look what's happening most recently. That. You're trying to tell me like this should be it. I mean, like if you're not catching the bid soon, it's time to collapse. Let's go to 250. If right here we're not catching positive resolution soon that's going to break and test and break the 200 and head on up to 579 soon, you better buckle up and get ready for the lowest lows ever. Okay, because it's like, hey, man, we got absorption going on. You don't know. It could be absorption of demand at 417 here. Since they topped it out here in May, utter failure from buyers to get anywhere. And now you're right back to this support. Testing. Test it again, man. There may not be any buyers there at 417 again. You're getting too many chances. That's what's so concerning about it. And we know how real it is. Like if this level breaks, SBSW, easy target, 356. Easy target, $3, 315, then 250 after that. This is, I mean, I understand. But remember trend. Trend is miserable loser downtrend. Okay? Yeah, you're witnessing potential Momo shift, but you have to pay attention to... So think about this maybe as a rectangle, right? Okay? A rectangle. And what is this arrow pointing to? Can anyone tell me if this is a rectangle, what is... This is a technical indicator that has just occurred. Not just a bearish back test of the 200 simple moving average as resistance. Okay? That's true. But it's also something else because it's confirmed now too. It is confirmed as a technical indicator. What is it? telling you, you miss me when I'm gone, man. There ain't gonna be other people out there talking about this stuff anywhere on the internet, on YouTube. Live streams with engagement like this, asking questions, not gonna happen. So yeah, partial rise. It's called a confirmed partial rise. That's it. Why is it a confirmed partial rise? Okay, so in rectangles and broadening patterns, this phenomena occurs that gives you a great probability chance of a breakout breakdown. It's called a partial decline. If you flipped it over, it'd be a partial decline in this situation. So why it is confirmed is because the bottom of the rectangle, which is the key inflection point from history in this situation, just lines up that way. Okay, like partial rise, when an asset hits the top of the range and then hits the bottom of the range. And then after hitting the bottom of the range, a rally occurs, but that rally fails to see the top of the range again. That's what makes it become, once you see the pivot and it starts rolling over, that's when you call it a potential partial rise, because we don't have forms of confirmation. What confirms the partial rise is when the sell-off concludes, or when the price of the asset goes back down to the bottom of the trading range again, which it's done that. It did that on the 30th of July. And so you have very weak price action too. I think you like the 200 moving average being resistance helps that partial rise argument, but now it's like 70% chance of a bearish breakdown because of this little thing that's been confirmed in the past week. What was it? Yeah, no, like yesterday, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days ago, whatever. So yeah, I get it, Momo shift, but remember, trend is awful, and there are no bidders. You can see the lack of demand. So I wouldn't be buying this until you get some sort of reversal or something. It's just bad right now. Some people be like, yeah, I'll, and people can go long if they want, but they better have their stop loss below like 410. You better, because you're dead. You're dead below this level. You'll get destroyed below 417, really, in my opinion. So that's it. That's the only request of the day. Probably the last request of the year. Okay, we'll move on. Applied materials destroyed, going for the lowest daily candle close since early May, May 1st. Yep, destroyed. Workhorse is, oh my God, it's just bad. Very, very bad. Down 7+%. It's across the board, man. Boeing, yikes, such a lack of demand that they were unable to test that 200-something moving average. I wonder, you know, like that telling there. And if they don't hold 176 here, Boeing looking like headed back down to the 160 again. Looking weak here. Caesar was looking okay, you know, bounced up the level. But then what did they do? The 200-day simple moving average is resistance now. Good Lord. Nova, Chop City, nothing to look at. ROK, oh my God, Rockwell Automation. Since that beautiful bearish bat pattern, number go down. The trend reverse. This was a trend reversal in W shape. You can see it, right? You can see how bearish it is, like just recently. I mean, that's why I have the 200 simple moving average. It's just a nice reference. When you're trading below that slow, significant moving average, and you're correlating so negatively after locally with the price action putting in lower highs, just screams number go down soon, even way more. Getting ready to maybe to mark down to, because you had this base of buying 252 since November of 2023, and the only thing that's been happening is distributions continued on ROK. So ROK, RO not okay. I mean, you probably have a $211 target back to, you know, the October 2022 lows. It's nasty, very bad. JDEC, thanks, man. Well, I don't, perspective. I've just been studying traditional technical analysis for a really long time, and I'm just trying to be as real as possible. Again, pattern recognition, price action correlation to levels, trend analysis. That's really all it's about, and identifying those things just gives us an increased probability of an outcome. Doesn't mean it's going to play out. So Shopify really disappointing, because it was like, man, they were holding it up and it's just like instantly invalidated on the bear trap. So rip, I thought, it was there, and it's like now you'd be out. You wouldn't own this. You don't want to own Shopify below 59.50. You just don't. It's such a real level that history tells us if they don't hold 59.50, you go to 51.30. That's why stop loss below that level was so important. So I hope if you had one, you didn't even have, because I was live before the market was open, so you probably didn't have a chance to go long on this, hopefully. But that's just that right there is very bad. Unless they just bamboozle and we're back above 59.50, you can't be bullish on Shopify. You cannot be bullish on Shopify until buyers recapture 59.50. Okay, it's that easy, because you run the risk of seeing 51.30 soon, which is, it's not crypto losses, but it's still substantial. It's still 11% downside. And my God, thinking about it at this point, if that's really happening, it's more of the same of what we've been looking at today. These 200s, prices falling below them, staying below them, back testing them as resistance, or failing to even test them as resistance. Like, what the heck? Texas Instruments, oh my God, max downside potential here. Do you understand? Max downside potential. It's like Bitcoin. You got one test, no one knows. Second time, it's a higher high even. Now everyone knows. So you cannot be bullish on Texas Instruments anymore until you're back above 200 for real. Yeah, this is like maybe 185, 186. Wow. They failed twice, dude. This is the worst. And you even got, like, see this high, the sell-off, and this little rally, that's a lower high. Look at this fall through. Double tap. No, we didn't look at the banks, man. We didn't. Just looking at, like, just assets that are down today, we could. Banks. More blood. Which one's the worst? On my MCB, Metropolitan. Dang, dude. Stonewalled at a key level. Like, what the? Stonewalled Jackson. Yep. $55 rejected again. Selling off, but you might make a higher low. You're still above the 200. NWG, Nat West Group. Nasty, dude. Down 8%. Filled a gap. It gapped up. Now it's gapping down and filling gaps. So, whatever. Just yesterday, 2 days ago, saw the highest price in 9 years. So, really not that big a deal, after such a momentous event. But, yeah, sell off. BBVA. Very ugly. Oh, my God, man. Like, what? Breaking the 200 again. Oh, brutal. Lower highs put in. This could be reversing. Like, the trend could be reversing with this price action after such a nice run too. Yeah, not good here. HSBC. But could you imagine doing anything in the past 3 days? Think about it. It gapped up, was up 3.72%, and then it gapped down today, and it's down 6+%. My God, man. Danger. Sophie, which, broke out of the wedge, but weakness. Ooh, very, very nice price action in terms of giving us, this is data, and data's all we can go off of. Price action correlation to key levels. And it's like, this is the worst thing that could have ever happened to this asset, giving me tons of confidence to believe that the gap will fill at 656 and we will see 643 again. and may not hold it this time around. It may go down to $5. That is the worst thing, because you look at the 200. Remember your reference. Look at how you're just rejecting it. You're below it. It's very bearish. Like, good God. And just imagine, you keep going through all these banks, and I don't know, man. At least Bitcoin's near its highs of this 4-hour candle, still down about 1270, but that's really not bad. It could have been Tesla.
Can we look at
could have
BUT
been
and highs a bush on
Nvidia.
the weekly? Shark in play and accumulation happening.
So that's- yeah, look at BUD right now.
180.17000000 Doge.
Workout, fourth day in a row with the trainer. Anheuser-Busch, Bud, he said on the weekly, shark in play, accumulation happening. Here's your weekly. Yeah, I mean, maybe. They're trying, man. It's really tough with macro like this, but it's up 3% today. You have like a momentum shifting structure, and hopefully you might have like another valley here, right? And with confirmation locally, they're stair stepping it more than before with a major sell wall at 64.75. You can clearly see, right? So it's like, I think if at this point, after these two valleys got put in April and June, if we're able to see 64.75 again, we probably got a good chance of a breakout. Yeah, so they're trying. Weekly, here's the 50. You had a golden cross in November of 2023, and that shows you the weekly, right? And now, right now, this week you are recapturing both moving averages with price, right? So you're above the 50 and the 200, whatever. Yeah, maybe. Like, it looks like they're trying to confirm a bottom here, but not sure what happens with the overall market, like if it keeps collapsing. But yeah, you're not like overbought. You're not coming off of like a 200% rally, 300% rally like Bitcoin and all these big tech stocks. You were at the basement, and yeah, an M shape is down here. I don't think it's an 886. I probably would have plotted it. Now it's a 786, so it was more like a cipher, if anything. But yeah, like a inflection point in 2022 was tested and rallied, and never again. The momentum shifted back into the hands of the buyers with a higher low than previous, more than before, and now they're trying to more than before it again, more accumulation. So it's better than a lot of stuff. Yeah, sure, it's Bud. I know, I get it. I get it. Anyway, enough of banks, man. I was just, Cass is pumping, you said. Is that real? Hard to believe, isn't it? No, I mean, it's down. Oh, where is it? Cass is down 2%, but who cares? It made all-time highs. Past few days have been amazing, man. Being down 2% today is incredible. Like, this is such a dream, man. Forget Bitcoin. It's Caspa. You wish Bitcoin looked like this, chat. Nope. Can't happen on Bitcoin anymore. Oh, but earnings today. Well, in before, destroyed or not. In before, all that accumulation gets violated and we collapse. We're down 5, 10%, or it breaks upward, man. Like, yeah. Yeah, I pretty much got to leave. Yeah, wish me luck on my workout. Probably won't see y'all till tomorrow or maybe Monday, depending on price action. I don't know, man. These are strange days for the streamer side of me. They are. Times have changed. But yeah, oh wow, the set ended too. Yeah. Pray for Bitcoin recovering a little bit, but is now unfortunately below a very key inflection zone. I'll just show you. Maybe they recapture it by close, but it is not a joke, okay? You got to see this to know, really. Candle, I closed the wick. You just violated them, and you can see this is the level that I'm looking at, okay? Right here is what you see on the screen above my head. And you can see this price action, how real the level of support, resistance, broken. Now they might be going to test 63,588 as resistance again before going lower. Very real possibility. And if that's the case, unfortunately, look what happened, you know, April to April, right? It's straight up and down. I mean, target could very well be 58.4 again. You don't want to be below that level IMO, but at least you got 200, you got 60,800. You got some supports below you. And just one more look at the other chart that I've been posting on Twitter. It's beautiful. I mean, it really is a work of art. The tale of two sharks I posted last night. It's just it's artwork. The W shapes. So yeah, y'all be sure to check out the Patreon if you want to support this 100% crowdsourced channel. No monetization, no ads. How many hours of your life have you watched my stream and never watched one effing ad? So check it out. Post my charts, ideas, access the premium Discord chat, all the above. It's pinned in the chat. It's first of the month, best day to join. So saying it, gotta say it. So I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.